Hi everyone, welcome to MSc 3021 Thermal Lab. I'm Victoria, one of your TAs. And in this video I'm going to guide you through DSC equipment. With a DSC you can measure heat flow between a sample and a reference as a function of temperature or time. What is important with this is that it allows you to measure physical transitions or chemical reactions quantitatively. As an example, some of the things that you can measure with it are glass transition, cold crystallization, melting temperature, decomposition, among others. The DSC have three components. This is a cooling chamber. It allows you to go from -80 to around 600 degrees Celsius. With polymers, you're usually interested only to go to 300 or 500 degrees Celsius because they degrade. In here, you can this is the place that contains the furnace and your sample and reference holder, as well as a robotic arm, because this is a much newer machine than others, and it does the loading of the sample and the reference by its own. You don't have to do it manually. And in here you have the CPU of the whole machine. I'm going to open the furnace for you so that you can see how it looks inside. So the furnace has two thermocouples, one for the sample, one for the reference, and there is where all the measurements of temperature are done. In here you can see the sample holder, or the robotic arm, that is this thing next to it, is going to take the sample out and place it into the furnace. As you can see, there are some places for reference labeled R1 to R5. And there are a lot of places for different samples that go from 1 to 50. Now I'm going to show you how to load the sample and a reference. I took a sample here and I'm gonna place it in the spot 48. It's important for you to remember the number. And in here I have a reference. I'm gonna place it in reference number 5. Now I'm going to show you how to load the sample using the robotic arm and the software here in the CPU. So you press the arrow that goes from the holder to the furnace, and you select the slot where you place the sample. In this case, we place it on slot 48. And the furnace will start opening, and the robotic arm will place the sample in one of the thermocouples. I'm now going to load the reference using the same procedure as before. We have to select reference 5. As you saw before, the robotic arm uses a laser. This is to locate the pan and the lid because they're usually made of reflective materials. In this case, aluminum. And now both our sample and our reference are properly placed in the furnace and ready to be measured. So now that you have already seen how the DSC machine works and how your samples and your reference look like when you place them in there, I'm going to show you how to prepare your sample and your reference. For that, as we showed you before, use a pen and a lid. Okay, in here I have a pen and a lid where we're going to place our sample. There are different kind of pens, one's deeper than the other. In general, even though they look very similar, the pen is deeper than the lid. First, we need to weight both of them together. So I'm going to do that. Here's a weight. As you see, we already turned it to 0. I'm gonna place now both the pen and the lid in there by themselves without the sample. So here we have the weight of our pen and our lid together. It is important for you to write it down. Now we're gonna take them out and we're gonna measure our sample next. Now I'm gonna tear the machine again and weigh my sample. The sample is a polypropylene PP pellet. We're interested in the sample to be around 2 to 10 milligrams. As you can see in here, this one is 3.4 milligrams, so it's perfect. This is the sample we measured. Now we have to place it inside the pen, that is the deeper one. This is the lid, so we take the sample, we place it into the pen, we take the lid, and we place it on top so that we can seal the sample within them. One important thing is that the lid should be stuck on top of the pen. They should be both in the same direction. We now take them together with the sample inside them and place them in the what's called lower die. These green things are the dies, the lower and upper one, and we're gonna place them inside the T0 press to seal the pen and the lid with the sample inside them. So this is simply a mechanical press that will seal the lid and the pen using these two dies. This one, the smaller one, is the upper die. This is a magnet. You have to place it inside and it will automatically go up to the place where it should be. And this is the lower die, so we can place it in here and then pull the handle. Now our sample should be sealed in between the pen and the lid. We are going to use this pillar in the front to take the pen and the lid containing the sample out of the press. Okay. And voila. So to prepare the reference, you follow exactly the same procedure, but instead of placing a sample inside the pen and the lid, you just seal them without anything inside, and your reference will be then there.